So I was testing my old drum brain program, which was an attempt to take a drum pad, drum trigger, piezoelectric trigger, plug it into the joystick port of an Atari, and then have that play on a sound where each direction of the joystick would be either hi-hat, kick, whatever, snare, tom. Now, at first I was not getting any success, thinking it was my program. But then I decided to pull out my Drumfire and use the triggers from the Drumfire, thinking maybe they're a little bit more sensitive than this. So I worked with my little circuit, and here's the innards of the joystick that I was playing around with. This particular one has 2 fire buttons, and originally my plan was you have the different directions for, like I said, the hi-hat, the tom, the kick, the snare. The fire buttons, haven't quite determined if I was going to use them as another sound or to switch sound banks or sound effect, or use that as a kick so you can put this on the floor and use it as a pedal. Because here is the work that I was kind of have, where each individual input is a 1/4 inch, but I couldn't get it to work. So originally I had it as a test. I was just using this controller. Was really easy because it has 2 fire buttons. So one of them goes to the ground, one of them to the fire button. Using my little breadboard, I was plugging it into the joystick port, and it wasn't working. So then my thought is that when you hit the drum pad, it'll increase the voltage, ground out, and register a sound. So what I did is then I made a little side going across with whatever voltage that is. I just grabbed whatever low ohm resistors that I had to see if it could work. And while it still doesn't work on my drum pad, now when I plug in and use, sorry about the beeping, my french fries are done. When I have this, it's still not quite, but if you hit it hard enough, it can probably generate enough voltage to get past that resistor. See? So from what I could tell, everything seems to be working okay. I just need to make a little more, a little less resistance to get it to work. Because my original plan is to take the joystick, once all the ports, all the jacks are in there, have a little potentiometer in the middle, and then this will be for sensitivity, so that way when you hit one pad, it doesn't accidentally trigger another sound and then it gets all jittery, because that happens with this thing, which you'll see there's a sensitivity pot on each of these. So since the Atari only has 2 sounds, I'm going to attach this to the ground, and that way you can dial in the sensitivity. Maybe whoever's Atari isn't exactly at 5 volts, whatever. Then you can kind of tighten it up. Maybe you want it looser to where it is a little bit more jittery and loose with the sound, but then this will probably take place of that. And then when I do that, then this shouldn't require beating. It would require just maybe a little sound. But so far, the Atari drum machine, drum brain, whatever I want, I think 2600 beat was my working title, seems to be doing okay. I don't want to break my Drumfire trigger, but what I may do is put my drum pads on hold and get maybe a little bit different piezo pickup and plug those in. I had some somewhere, but I can't find it in my messy electronics thing. So I'm going to get 4 different piezos, plug them into this, get this all wired up with the pot in the middle, put this joystick, which I like this one because it kind of matches the aesthetic of when I get the red buttons. So this doesn't look like a modern piece of electronics plugged into a 45-year-old piece of electronics. And then there you have it. You can have the Atari on stage with you, playing drums. You can use a supplemental. My thought was, since four sounds, having 4 different pads along with a drum set. So while you're playing, you can hit one of these and get those cool sounds. Because as you can hear right now, I just have bass. So like one direction will do that. One would be like that. So this one doesn't work because my brown is broken, and then the fire, which is what I've been testing with these. So, but it seems like my test is working. So, yep, the Atari drum brain. This is a little bit different from my other Atari project uploads because I can't really stream this crap. Have fun.